Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Prabhu Chaitanya Nityananda, Prabhu Nityananda. A very good morning to all Krishna conscious pathwalker. A very precious moment to all Krishna soul searcher. This video recording is about the topic called Fearless Meet the Lord. When we all are searching for something of heaven, something of conscious soul, and every day we try to grasp some real moments of life. Those moments, those we cannot get somehow sitting at one moment. Sometimes we have to come out of that our own cozy mind. We have to come out of our own place. And when we say fearless meet the Lord, that means only those who act towards it. Not only those who follow somebody's. Only those who act towards it. Those who want to really do something to catch the real catchy moments of life. Those who want to be really one-on-one with the consciousness. Only they can meet the Lord. They can meet the Krishna consciousness. When we try to say that we are already reading books, we are already doing scriptures, that does not mean that you do not have any other things to do. You do not have any other ways to meet the Lord. To meet the Krishna consciousness, we have to be fearless. Fearless because what lies in that life, in the Krishna consciousness life, does not come to some lazy minds, does not come to some lazy souls. Those don't want to go anywhere, those don't want to search new things, don't have anything to do, any experiment with the life, do an experiment with the consciousness. If you fail to think of something that sometimes gives you a very interesting thought of life, that you never want to go after that. If you don't want to go after that, that's something that gives you so much of interest, then it means that you are not listening to yourself. When you are not listening to yourself, again you are falling in for some mind. Because if you can see some moments, those are falling in someone's land, someone's hand, that means you will also be taking them. But you want to take them, but you won't take them. Only reason because you have made up your mind, you have thought about of your life. But you have to dive into the ocean of consciousness, ocean of awareness, that every day we have to do something that gives a new height to our life. And when you start feeling sleepy doing your routine work, that means you are really trying to be clever with you. A mind that sleeps won't help you, won't take you to the higher level of that consciousness. You have to come out of yourself. You have to see what's around you, even outside. Because sometimes outside gives away to the inside. And inside, that is not known to you before, that you have just attained of your regular activities, and you don't know how important that insight is of yours. We never tell anybody about one we think about our consciousness inside, and nobody gives a meaningful answer to that. Nobody asks you about your consciousness. Nobody asks you about your awareness, because that is not asking. Everybody has their own consciousness of life. And do you ask anybody about that? No, you don't. And how you can think of somebody taking care of your mind and consciousness? Because that is not something that is being sold at some places. That is something that you want to create of yourself, that you want to be conscious about yourself, that you want to be aware of it. People might think of the same thing, but only those will reach, those will ask for it, those will dive into it, those will accept the challenges of the mind. Somehow those challenges must be appropriate, and those fits in your consciousness, those have some meaning, and you know you can do them. Like you've been following for so many years one thought of life, one way of life, and if you see some changes coming to you, some changes coming from outside to you, and you won't accept it because you don't want to go outside of your made up mind for so many years, the mind you have been following from so many years. You don't want to go outside of that, but to go and accept some new changes, that you can see that this change I like and I want to accept it. But how you accept it? You have to give an acceptance to yourself by accepting the change. Only then you can see after that. Sometimes people want to see before they want to do anything, they want to see the result of that. They want to see what awareness comes after that consciousness before doing something. Like they want to foresee in their mind that what this action will come to me as in result. But when you do, then only you do, and then you know. If you don't do, then how will you know? Like this river, if you want to cross, then you can see the only view of after that. This river, if you won't cross that river, how you can say that the view of how across that river? You can just imagine it, but imagination is not reality. It's like imagination that has something, not inclusion of some reality in that. So fearless means that those don't care about what their mind says, what their people mind says. Fearless means those have never thought of other than what they want to achieve, what their consciousness says. If you had a dream of a real conscious life, of Krishna consciousness, you will only achieve after you follow the path of that fearless. You have to go into the moments, the real footstep that you want to follow. You know that this path will lead to somewhere that you want to go. Because something that is very easily given to you, that means some meaning of that easiness is lost. Somebody have already taken that meaning, and what kind of meaning you want to take, what kind of juice you want to have. That will you get only after you do it. After doing it, you will only know that what kind of life that fruit holds. But things about that you never care, then you never know. If you never do, you will never know. And it's not about that you do random things. You have to follow the path of your consciousness. If you are walking on that path, you don't have to lose the track of it. You have to follow the path of it. Then only something you will see slowly, gradually, that what's coming after your mind is yours. Like boats and boats in this river, it's like your soul. The river is consciousness. It is still when it is still. When you dive on your boat, when you try to run it, then your consciousness, your presence touches that consciousness of river. The river get awakes. Till then it's still. Unless you touch it, unless you shake that river by your presence, your consciousness will not. You have to give a planetary experience. You have to give an experience of life, even if you are doing this, but you think that you are doing it for forever. You have given a footstep, you have put a milestone in your life, and everybody you will be doing the same. And you can also see from far of that river. You can also see from far of that universe that you are doing the right thing. Nobody will follow you, but you have to follow yourself. Following your own self, then somebody can see it, then somebody can follow you. Unless you do it to you, unless you take the experience of you, nobody can take experience of yours. Like this, like other things. That is your experience. And experience of guided walls, guided security mines, that is not up to nature. And what you want to know of that fearless is limitless. You see the jungle behind me. That jungle is uncaved. No regular people trespass this jungle. And what falls in this jungle, what happens in this jungle, nobody would take interest. Those who are of common consciousness. But only those will go into this kind of jungle. Those will have real fearless mind. Those who want to really attain something. So you understand, the life is conscious. But the consciousness, if it is not wild, then it's a lazy mind. Consciousness is of fearless and it must be awakened. Laziness is not awakened. Unconscious is slave. So doing the fearless, doing what lies behind across the river, where no unconscious soul will touch your conscious mind, where your mind will be only yours. That is your path of life, and you will have to run it. You have to go into that along with the conscious world of yours. People, those are close to you, those are real and same. So you understand it. Till then, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.